baby.
The recording is in progress.
That never gets old because it always asks me, like, you want to continue? I can continue or end the video if I want. I don't feel safe. Exit.
Don't try to exit from here. This is nothing more than a podcast. But not just any podcast. It's the Ronnie and Markell podcast.
It's a British podcast?
I'm sorry. My accent is coming in. I'm Cockney. From Switzerland.
In that case, welcome all. Cheers, one and all. Welcome to another edition of the Ronnie and Markell Make a Podcast.
To our fans out there in Great Britain, we're very sorry about the accent. We're doing very
we're only doing it because we love the British accent. That's why.
The British are coming. The British are coming. With that said, if you guys don't know already, I'm Markell, and that ugly guy over there.
Whoa! You mean this handsome devil over here is Ronnie? They know who I am.
He's got his cheap welfare glasses on.
Wow! Yeah, they know who I am. It's welfare. I'm sorry, my friend. These are money exchange.
Yeah, them from the thrift store.
Top of the line, baby.
Yeah, and my glasses are made of pure gold. Look at that, sheer gold.
Baby. Oh wow, look at that, pure gold. Yeah.
Pure gold. Look at that. That's that 24 karat street gold right there.
Did you paint it with the 24 karat paint?
Shut your mouth. I do what's necessary. But guys, thank you once again for tuning in for another episode of the Ronnie and Markell Make a Podcast. I'm Markell. That's Ronnie. For this episode, we got a couple of things big on terms of Marvel to get to. I never thought I would say this in 2021, even though it's weird. They actually advertised it, but we forgot about it. We're going to do a reaction to the Matrix Resurrection.
Yo, like I'm annoyed. You know what I know as a pop collector, I was annoyed at the fact that I own every one of the Matrix pops except Neo.
Like, then your collection is worthless.
I'm like, fuck, no, Morpheus, Trinity, Agent Smith, nah.
If you don't have the Holy Grail, which is Neo, then you might as well just go ahead and just toss some other ones.
Nah, I can't do that. They all worth a pretty good amount of money. I ain't doing that.
Of course. They're the old school ones. That was back.
I'll get it, but don't worry. Like the Wicked Witch said in The Wizard of Oz, I'll get you, my pretty.
Wait. You think you gonna get the Neo now that there's a new movie? You think you're gonna get a Neo for less?
Yeah, I'm sure. No, I'm sure. No, that thing is like maybe 100, a little more than 100 so far. So far, I got to get it before that movie drops because the movie drops and it's super awesome. Then that's another story.
That's a whole other story. So later into the show, we're gonna do a reaction to the trailer, so you'll be able to see our full-on reaction to it. But we're gonna go ahead and jump in and react to it so that you can see what we thought of it, and we'll give our viewpoints. I have some different theories about what I think is going on. You can pause it.
And I'm just totally confused. I was just totally confused. I'm like,
you can pause it. Something I want you to do as a listener or a watcher of the show. Please, if you're watching this, obviously after, because we don't do this live, pause this video and make comments below. And let us know exactly, because we read the comments. Yes, we're those guys who read the comments. So please make a comment below and let us know what you thought of the reaction trailer and some of the things anything from this episode. So at any moment in time, if that guy over there says some stupid shit, I want you to go ahead and pause this video. Or if I say some stupid shit, I want you to not pause the video.
Most likely be him.
Or I'll come for you. No, I'm kidding.
It'll be him and say something stupid. I mean, like most episodes, you know.
And if you're listening to this via podcast and you can't pause it and make a comment there, you can still pause it and make a comment. I think on any of your podcast networks.
Yeah, whatever platform you use.
Whatever platform. There's so many different ones at this point that we're on. With that said, we're going to start it off with a new segment of the show that we've been keeping going, especially with the Zoom call, which is a mail call.
We got a mail call.
We are two males we're not getting any phone calls, but we are getting mail with different nerd products in there that we have purchased for ourselves or someone has sent to us. So we'll start it off with Ronnie. What do you have for us in the mail call today, sir?
I'm gonna start it off with this one because this one's a dope doozy, which is Sloth from the Goonies. I'm a fan of some of the sodas. I don't know if you can see that all the way, but
now we can see it. Yeah.
From time to time, I buy these sodas. This particular time is a dope time because this is the first time that I bought one. And it was the Chase. Oh, it's the Chase. I'm like,
I can see it.
Which is the only difference with this one is that Sloth is wearing a hat. That's the difference with the Chase. He's not wearing a hat for the regular figure.
I think to help maybe like see it, like maybe put it in front. Like if you have one in your hand, maybe put like your hand behind it so that the camera can focus on it.
Let's see. Can you see it?
Well, not the two things in your hand. You got to show us one thing and then put the. See,
let's see. I'll use this. Let's see. Now you can see him.
Yeah, you can see a little bit better. Just like
there we go. There we go. Woo!
Yeah,
got
like
got that.
On the side where Bart is, like just put your hand up and then put the thing there. So there we go. Yeah,
so
put it next. Not there. Not. Don't put your hand at Bart. Put your hand next to the. God, I'm a senior citizen. Put your hand next to the item. Okay, I'll give you an example. Water. Put your hand next to it like this as you bring it closer. You see how I can see it? Really, no problem.
Gotcha. Like that.
So you're blocking the light there. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
That's but yeah, 1 in 1800 Art Chase. Lucky
but
you.
Yeah, no, 1 in 1600. But yeah, I'm like, I have a whole bunch of these Chase figures, but this is the first time that I got the Chase. Like I have the Sam Wilson, I have the Mojo Jojo. Oh shit! I got the Mojo.
The Mojo Jojo actually looks good. The other two, from a aesthetic standpoint,
I even got what's his name from Escape from New York. Got his
Liskin Snake, yeah.
Yeah, so like I got a lot of them, but first time I landed the Chase, like nice.
There you go. Nice. Well, speaking of Chase, I have a little bit of action from the bubbly. Look at that. Got me a little bit of the bubbly there with that AEW title.
Too bad he ain't got that title anymore.
I'm pretty sure it'll happen again. Like maybe in well, you know what? You know what's funny, right? So again, I'm gonna take a moment right here. Please, I apologize if you are a WWE fan because we are as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and say, you know why he's not the champion again? Because AEW focuses on building fucking stars and not just taking a bunch of the same old people, slapping a belt on them and going, "Look, buy our T-shirts." You know?
Yeah.
That's not what we're doing.
Man, what are you gonna do these days?
So we got ourselves a nice little, chase of this guy here, which I purposely, the little right here where my thumb is, right behind me in this case, my beautiful case behind me, he is the last member of the Inner Circle. But speaking of the Inner Circle, whoa!
Hey, got Jake.
Jake, what's going on? Hey, Jake, what's good, man? Nah, you know what I'm doing. I'm over here beating the shit out of people in UFC and I'm whooping ass over here. You know what, Miro? I'm gonna come over there and whoop your ass when I get a chance.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see if that happens.
Wait. Now I'll take it back old school for a second. Ready? We the people.
Oh God!
Take it back for a second there. So
I mean, that was actually a decent gimmick. They just never went anywhere with it.
It was real racist. Just to call it what it was. Real racist because that old dude that was with him seemed like he was getting real anti-Semitic and yeah, he was saying some weird shit that like I know they like.
Check this out. This one's gonna make you laugh. This next one will make you laugh just because I have never watched this show before. I've seen it, known what it is, but I just thought the pop looked so fucking cool that I had to get it. Which is Aang Avatar in Avatar state.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I've seen those around. That's a pretty popular one. It looks cool. Like
I was like, holy shit, that's like a really cool pop. That's another show that I have to watch. I haven't watched it. So, but yeah, I was like, yo, this is one of those ones where even if you haven't seen it before, I'm like, this thing, like pops in general, like a lot. Some of them look like a work of art. I was like, yo, this thing looks amazing, and it glows in the dark.
I'm gonna tell you like this. So you might be able to notice something right away from our mail call. Is I am not a fan of like keeping the boxes for a lot of stuff.
Oh,
Below my feet here at the table, I have about 14 boxes from the AEW toys that I've gotten because I'm redoing my collection and I got a bunch of new guys to add to it. So I don't really keep the packaging because it's pretty, but like,
well, you know what's funny? That's for with Pops. I'm a box collector and an outside the box collector. Like I have, like for instance, I have Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. I have him outside of the box, but I also have him in the box. So like I'm a but when it comes to Pops, they collect way more value inside the box, so that's why the majority of people who collect them keep them in the box. But yeah, after a while, they do take up a lot of space. As you can see, if you see the background in my background, I got a mountain of them I got to put away back there.
They take up a lot of space, my friend.
Here's an interesting one. I found this one. I collect them so much, didn't even remember I had this one. Like, holy shit, check that out.
Oh, Loki from Thor. Oh, Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. I totally forgot I even had that.
Fun fact, do you know that Thor: The Dark World is the shortest MCU movie?
Really?
Yes, it is only an hour and 52 minutes. Even that movie is an hour and 52 minutes. Even though it's not a really great MCU movie, it's not 90 minutes like Venom 2. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Sorry. If anybody didn't know, Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage is only 90 minutes. So
let's see. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it's good. I didn't like the first Venom movie, as many people know. I've been very vocal about that, but I'm hoping that the sequel, is at least somewhat better. Because for me, the biggest thing for me is like, I feel like watching the first movie is like, these characters don't really have any purpose without Spider-Man. I mean, that's just me. You're just trying to find some purpose for him.
I don't completely say that. Like, I'm off of the, like, without Spider-Man, this doesn't make sense. I'm off that kick right away. I say a good writer could take this to the next level. A good writer could actually write it in a way that makes a story that doesn't require Spider-Man to be in it, which they've been trying to do, which is focusing on the symbiote section of things, which, okay, cool, focus on that. But basically, you're going to eventually get yourself into a corner. That's pretty much what you're going to do at this point, because, like, even the Lethal Protector Venom comic didn't last for a very long time before Spider-Man came swinging his ass into the
now let me ask you this. If continuing forward, like, there were rumors that they at some point may bring Null to life in the MCU. Does this Tom Hardy Venom, does it seem like he could cross over and go up against whatever version of Null they bring to the MCU? Or are you like, that's gonna be whack?
Yes, I do actually believe. My thing is, I don't have a problem with Tom Hardy, because Tom Hardy has proven to me through other movies that he's not a bad actor.
No, he's not a bad actor.
He's a good actor with a not so great script. That's what it seems to me.
Yeah, because Venom has, even the CGI and stuff don't look that bad.
It's not looking bad. The thing is that he doesn't have a world that he really fits into, and they're trying to make it the best way that they can. And I know we're talking about Venom 2 just because it's coming out, but like, it's, I have as much, I'm going to tell you like this, before we move on, I have as much faith in Venom, Let There Be Carnage, as I do in WWE writing a good storyline. It's like, I'll check it out, but I'm not going to sit here and be surprised in about like a month or two when Brock Lesnar like wins the title again. Like, I'm not going to be surprised at all.
I don't have faith in that, but I do have faith in my next pickup, which
it's my turn, sir. It's
your turn. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm skipping your turn. That's my bad.
Here. Okay. So this is one of the ones I have to like hold my eyes like this. This is one of the ones where I regrettably buy this, but because I'm such a collector and I'm a completionist, I bought it anyway. So if anybody knows the wonderful series My Hero Academia, I'm not going to show you who it is yet, but My Hero Academia, one of my favorite animes. Me and my wife love it. We love it to death. She's probably, as we're speaking right now, somewhere in the house reading something about it because she loves it. I have all the action figures from McFarlane, which McFarlane is doing a wonderful job, except for the toy I'm about to show you. So the toy that I'm about to show you, to me, feels like a freaking ripoff. But again, because I'm a completionist and I'm a creative person, I'm going to try to make this one work. I'm waiting for something else to come in the mail to work with this. So there's a character in the show, which I'll show you here for the box, like Toru Hakakuri, right? Toru Hakakuri is the invisible girl. She's invisible. The only thing you see on her is her gloves and her shoes. This is what came in the box. I wish I was joking, but
wait, so that box is just empty?
No. Like, this is the box. I took it out already. This is what it looks like when you put it together. I don't want to blow your mind, but this is what it looks like when you put it all together.
That is some great marketing right there. They got you to buy
$18.
They got you to buy a pair of gloves and some shoes.
Shoes and some gloves for $18.
Look, you like the character or you don't like the character. Then you buy it.
I can't even with the right justification. I can't even sit this shit on the shelf with a bunch of other action figures and go like, oh, because if somebody looks into the case and they see my Hero Academia collection, which is like 15 toys, they gonna look in there and say like, what's that?
Oh my god! If it wasn't a copyright thing, they should have made it where one of the gloves is like, you can't see me.
Literally, look, it's just a glove. Like, I can take the glove off and it's shoes. Like, I literally got gloves.
That is hilarious.
On it, and I'm just like, yo, like I understand, like it made for cool packaging when you saw the picture, but this should have been free. Cause like it's just
they ain't giving you nothing for free. Nothing but
Academia, which is nice. But so what I'm gonna do to try to what convinced me to spend the $18 with shipping for this item was I am gonna be a little bit creative. In the show, sometimes when she's in school, she wears a schoolgirl uniform, the Asian schoolgirl uniform. So Lightbulb went on and said, "Oh, I know what I can do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to you can buy what's called 1/12 scale clothing for action figures." So like the same way, I'll take one of my old ones, like Cody Rhodes here. He's got a cloth t-shirt on.
Oh my god, you got that one? That's like my least favorite one just because I hate the way he's smiling. He looks like Love That Joker.
That Joker. Like that's what he
like that Jack Nicholson Joker.
That's the serious face right there. God.
And that one
to be serious for a moment.
That one looks like he's doing an advertisement for chapstick.
But it's anytime you want to, it's like, wait, every time I'll do it to you like this. Every time you think something good is gonna come happening with WWE, he's just gonna appear like, really, Vince?
That's what y'all doing?
or I'll tell you another moment when this face comes into play. Oh, Kevin Owens' contract is about to come up. Really?
Oh yeah. KO.
Wait.
KO.
Adam Cole's contract just came up. Really? Go ahead and take care of that.
Yeah, they've been on a side note. They've been talking to him. I used to see pictures of Britt Baker like at after parties and stuff. And I would see Adam Cole there. They've been talking to him.
He's a part of the elite. Come on. Yeah. Yo, when's your contract up? Come on over. Right.
And I've been told you, I was like, yo, this dude is a Bullet Club member. We just missing Finn. Yo, if they get Finn, that is gold. No, they need Finn and AJ. But I don't think AJ will leave WWE.
Yo, AJ getting hella money to be there. That nigga ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you that right now. He ain't going nowhere. He getting a bunch of bread to just be there because he for the longest time, the hottest free agents on the planet in wrestling.
Yeah.
For the last 10 years were Kenny Omega and AJ Styles. If you could get them in your organization, I'm gonna tell you right now. Kenny Omega, not Kenny Omega. What's his name? AJ Styles was one of the key factors in putting Impact Wrestling on the map.
Yeah,
I take that to the.
Remember, I think AJ Styles first debuted in WWE. I think at a Royal Rumble.
Yep.
I want to say it was Royal Rumble because I was like, I jumped up like, yo, they got AJ Styles. Like it was insane. That was insane.
And he had a hell of a run. I'm gonna tell you honestly. I know we're sliding over to we're bouncing around, but we're going to wrestling for just a second. AJ Styles, in my opinion, within the last 5 years, has had the best WWE title run of any.
Well, I think he had the best run out of any wrestler. I mean, he's also the last guy that got to fight the Undertaker. He had the last match. Like that's some big shoes to fill. They went to Undertaker and said, who if your career is gonna end, who do you want your last match to be against? AJ Styles, hands down. That probably was he probably was a top pick.
They recognize him as being a top tier wrestler. Not only like that tells you that people like Undertaker are student of the game. They recognize the game of wrestling and go, that guy, even though I'm in WWE, that guy is making hella like I'm pretty.
What I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say game recognized game. Like
it's true. You're like, yo, that dude's a balanced breakfast over there. I need to fight him. I need to make sure. Which is one of the things that appeals. I would say is the biggest appeal of AEW for any wrestler at this point in time is the roster. The roster of people that they have allow for so many unique matches. It's fucking insane at this point.
Unique, and also like I was saying from the door, like that's what mind boggles me. I know we're getting off top, but that's what mind boggles me. That's what mind boggles me of the fact of why, why WWE doesn't get it. Because when you really think about it, they're not doing anything that special. They're just doing a lot more wrestling. They
they're not doing anything special.
I mean, not that they're not doing anything special. I mean, they have consistent storylines, relevant storylines, and they keep it going. They don't do 7 different things within a month. They consistently stay on these storylines. But I mean, like, when you think about the double crosses and this stuff and this, when you really look underneath the surface, like, WWE has done all this stuff already. They're just taking your playbook. Like I always used Waterboy when the other coach, when he punked Adam Sandler's coach and took his playbook. Basically what they did. It's our playbook now. They're like, no, but we've been using snatch the book. All right, we'll be over here doing the same stuff that you guys have been doing, but we're just gonna do it better now.
But you also have to remember that like their playbook, WWE's playbook, was never their playbook. It was always wrestling's playbook. It was before.
Yeah, I know, but WWE made a lot of that stuff. Like they kind of put. No, I'm saying that WWE put wrestling on the map. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, they'll always have that.
What WWE did was they made the characters. They made a bunch of characters that was able to transcend beyond.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Vince McMahon will always get that credit. He put wrestling on the map with the Hulk Hogan's and the Warriors and all that stuff. Help.
because he created all of these characters that were larger than life that literally were just comic book characters. Literally, that's all it was just comic book characters. And somewhere along the lines, after the shortly after the Attitude Era, that's when he really didn't know what to do, because when the veil started to break and we had YouTube, we had social media, we had all of this stuff where we wanted to actually see the behind the scenes of how the sausage is made, as they say. People wanted to see that stuff. He didn't know how to break, how the kayfabe was going to work out in that way. So now we have the generation that we have now, where they're desperately, at this point, you can see it. They're desperately trying to inject all the best moments of Attitude into this, and it's not working. It's not organic.
That too, and it's also not working because they use the same people over and over again. It's like you squash all the other people to keep putting the Charlotte Flairs and and whoever else.
At the end of the day, for them, they're like, oh, well, this is what sells. We want what sells, and the audience is like, we want like good storylines. Just for a short while, just using one storyline from AEW that just came to an end this past Sunday at All Out. The freaking Jericho and MJF storyline, and Jericho put this on his Instagram. That storyline went for a year.
Just like Cody, just like Cody and MJF.
It went for a while. Like that storyline went for like 8 months. Like 4. At a minimum, most storylines in AEW go for about 16 weeks, which is like 4 months.
They go for a long time, which is not like, that's not what happens in WWE anymore.
In essence, if you think about it again, because I there's such an easy correlation between movies, comics, and wrestling. There's such a nice correlation between them, because basically what you're saying is that you're going to take a storyline, and basically when you have a comic book, like let's say we have a character with like Null, like you mentioned from Venom. We have Null. How many issues did they fight Null?
A lot.
Yeah, like Null was around, but then when they had,
I know. Well, first it was sort of like it was almost like, if you think about it from the beginning, it was almost like the Avengers movie that led all the way up to an Infinity War, because we saw Null and he was doing some other shit, but there was other storylines going on, but he was consistently in there. He was here, then he was over here with the Silver Surfer, then he was here, before like they did the whole big, all right, now he's here and in the event type of thing. But yeah, but it's all still a balanced, consistent storyline that happened.
Correct. It was over the course of the entire universe that you had going on. The biggest thing that hurts WWE versus AEW right now is, I could put up my 4 fingers like the 4 horsemen. AEW has 4 shows: AEW Dark, AEW Dark Elevation, Dynamite, and Rampage. 4 shows. How many of those shows do people cross over in, Ronnie?
Everybody.
Like that. It's one fucking show, but it's just crossed over from 4 different time slots.
Like CM Punk just came, and we literally seen him on like every show.
He was on Dark, he was on Rampage, he was on All Out, and he was on fucking Dynamite. Wait, Daniel Bryan just came in. He was on Dynamite. He'll probably be on Rampage. He'll probably show up on Dark at some point. He'll probably be on Dark Elevation. Because essentially, when you get a chance to see into the world, the one world, you get to see it from some lens, whether it be YouTube or TNT, which is the 2 main places you'll see all four of the items. That's what you see. Now, when you want to play this stupid game of, I got Raw on USA, but then I got SmackDown over here, and I got to make sure I got my superstars over here, and I got these guys. Like, could you
wait. Then that's the problem. Then you have a whole roster of people, but we only get to see like five people.
Every show is like
every show is like Charlotte.
for both
It's like
shows, and you only get to see
Charlotte Flair, Bobby Lashley. Charlotte Flair, Bobby Lashley. Oh wait, yeah. Then let's give a little TV time to Orton. Yeah, Orton's important. Okay, Riddle. Okay, yeah. Let's okay. Then let's have the main event. Who do you want to close the main event with? Charlotte Flair or Bobby Lashley? Like,
you know what's funny? Oh yeah, you got Randy.
And then over on SmackDown, who you want to close the show out with? Roman or now Becky Lynch? Becky Lynch or Roman? Which one? It's like they forget that other people work here. It's hey, yeah. It's almost like let's break the fourth wall. Like, hey, motherfucker, we work here too. What the fuck?
Which is hilarious because in talking about WWE, I seen that they have Naomi running around. Naomi came. This is the good storyline that their writers write. Right? You ready for this? Naomi came from Monday Night Raw, so she can come to SmackDown, and the only segment she's getting is begging the general manager for a match. That's what you're gonna do with Naomi? Word?
A former women's world champion.
Former women's world champion, and the best you could do with her is have her come there and beg and get an attitude every week about just trying to have a match. Oh, sorry, Naomi, you can't be on the card. You might as well just say it. Sorry, Naomi. We have enough dark people on the screen, so
Okay. All right, I ain't gonna go that far. I don't think they're doing that, but
wait, how many dark people? Okay, let's ask the question because this is our podcast. How many dark people do they have on the screen? I know Roman and them are Samoans.
I was about to say that. I was about to say we count the Samoans because they dark too.
Okay, so the Samoans is there because that's one of them is her husband. So you got the Samoans there.
Throughout this pandemic, I am not gonna lie, Vince, the minorities on WWE have been holding it down.
He just
that's why.
Can you go forward for a second?
That was the funny thing that I was saying before because I was like, "Yo, Bobby Lashley." Remember, I asked for this storyline where Bobby becomes champion like 2-3 years ago. I said, "Yo, Bobby Lashley is the champion." Yo, I hope it lasts as long as it does because God knows when he dropped that title. Who knows when that may happen again? I'm not really counting on Big E. I hope that he wins. But they could turn around and pull another Brock Kofi Kingston on Big E. Like, Big E wins it at a pay-per-view and then loses it the next night on Raw. So, I'm like, I'm hoping that don't happen. Like, I hope whenever he cashes in, he actually gets a good run.
The number one thing here is investing in your talent. Your talent is your bread and butter. It's the thing that makes people like me and Ronnie actually show up and watch your show or go to a show or whatever it is. I'm so glad that AEW is investing in everybody.
Everybody, not just 1, 2, or 3 or 4 different refs. I gotta speak on Karrion Kross. Come on, dude, Karrion Kross. Remember, it was just a mere few months ago, I was telling you, like, I was all excited about Karrion Kross. I said, he's pretty good in the ring. And I was like, his whole TikTok, time's up. Like, I thought his whole gimmick was dope. And then, like, he had the dope-ass entrance with his wife with the smoke. And then she comes and she's in the ring, falling. Had me standing in front of the TV going, fall there, pray. like I'm a little kid again. Like, I'm like, that was a dope-ass entrance. Then he comes to Raw. And I'm like, first off, I'm like, where the wife at? Where the smoke? They ain't got no
turned
smoke.
That dude into a discount.
He ain't even got the smoke. Y'all couldn't pay for the smoke. He ain't the smoke machine. Smoke machine you could get from Spirit Halloween. It don't even cost so much money.
I don't know what they decided to do with him. To be honest, I'll honestly say before we move on to doing our Matrix reaction to the trailer, I will say there is too many things going wrong inside of WWE to actually comment on, just for the simple fact that I'm going to just call it straight. Vince McMahon, look in the camera. I want you to look in the camera, Vince McMahon. Get your shit together, bro. That's all I got to say.
I think they just need some new creative. Like they need to get Eric Bischoff back or something. Like they need
what you need to do.
They need some help.
I need you to do me a favor to walk into that office and everybody in there. I want to bring in Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns, and even Randy Orton because I think he's a tough guy too. And I want him to each one of them as the writers are leaving out to get their pink slips. I want them to ball up their fists and punch every single one of them.
What? No. All right, nobody. Okay. Well, look. No, we're not gonna. They're not gonna do that. Okay. Now you taking it.
Listen, I want Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns, and Randy Orton to stand in the room, and Vince McMahon's to stand there with their new guy Nick Khan to go.
Now let me defend the writers for a second and say, like, as a fellow writer myself, they could be writing some behind the scenes. They could be writing some dope ass storylines, and then they present that to Vince or whatever exec, and they're like, "Cool, yeah, okay." All right, and then Bobby drops the title to, okay, this is dope. Yeah, we're not going to do any of that. So what we're going to do is Charlotte's going to come out.
What I'm saying is they doing like this. They're like, hey, Vince, I got this great storyline. And Vince goes, okay. All right. So you want Kofi Kingston to be Brock Lesnar on the first episode of Fox?
Yeah.
You want your job?
Yeah, I'm saying that's why I'm saying in defense of the writers, you never know if behind the scenes that's what's happening. I thought it would be a good idea. If Kofi Kingston won, they're like, nah, get out of my office.
So they just like this. So wait, so now you can literally do this for every dumbass storyline. So all right, so what you're gonna do is Karrion Kross. Oh, so Karrion Kross is coming over to the main roster. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff.
Yeah. Now since you're saying that, some writer came in there and it was like, how about a storyline where Baron Corbin's broke? Baron Corbin's broke. Okay, that could work. But wait, he works here. He's already got a salary and a contract. How's that work?
Do you want to work here?
Like, and he's walking around in the fucking building asking cameramen and people for spare change. And then suddenly they had this bullshit storyline going for a couple weeks. Suddenly he went to Atlantic City or Las Vegas? Vegas. He went to Vegas and he hit it so rich that he is rich again, even though he still work at the WWE. Like, what?
So Ronnie, I know that this is the script that they've written, and you're asking those questions. I'm gonna need you to clean out your office by the end of the day.
Shit. Okay. All right.
I need you to clean out your office. Wait, and it's just like, again, it's a matter of like, okay, so, all right, so SummerSlam. So everybody was asking for Brock Lesnar to come back, right, and fight Bobby Lashley. Okay, and then all right, so So instead, you're gonna have him come in and not do anything to Roman.
Not do anything at all.
TV. Okay, all right. So you're gonna pay him to show up and not fight.
Okay, all right, cool.
You get the fuck out of my
office. Wait, then now they have Finn Balor come back as the Demon Finn, even though we know the real storyline is Roman versus Brock. Okay. All right. So yeah, it seems like Demon Finn has a good chance of beating Roman when we know that the real storyline is Brock versus, like, Brock Lesnar came out there. He won a title match. Okay, Roman. Like, I saw that part. Roman shows up at the end. You want your match? You got it. And then Finn shows up. Oh, I'm the Demon. Okay. And I'm like, okay, cool. All right, you the Demon. All right, so let me get this straight. So they gonna have Roman beat Finn, regular Finn, and Demon Finn. Cool. They really want to humiliate Finn. All right.
Listen, anytime you listen,
You know what? You know what? This is the icing on the cake, and I'm gonna say this before it happens. If Demon Finn gets choked out, I think I might be done watching WWE because that shit is just gonna be like. So he's Demon Finn, where he's supposed to be like stronger and ultra ego, and he gonna get choked out. All right, okay, all right.
So basically, what you're saying is like once Finn is sitting in the back and he's all beat up and he's sitting there in his like outfit, all of a sudden you're just gonna be like, "Hey, Finn, how you doing?" You're like, hey,
want to come over to the big boys?
We're gonna take care of you. I don't know, man. Like at this point, I'm not sure what they're doing. Just to end it up. Just I don't know if you saw it, but
just know that here's the thing, and I don't want to like it's not a basher, Tim. Like we're passionate about the show so much that we just want to see it do better. But just let this sink into currently while WWE is doing all of this stuff, like the same thing over and over to quote Roman. Hey, I'm gonna just use one character from AEW. There's a guy on AEW that doesn't do anything more than walk around with a pair of shades on and his hands in his pocket. And if he stood in the ring for 10 minutes doing nothing at all, that's more entertaining than half the stuff that I'm currently watching on Raw and SmackDown. The shit he did with Sting, where they were like, oh, fake kicking each other. That was more entertaining than half the shit I've seen in the last 6 months.
All I'm gonna say is, Jeff Hardy has been running around chasing for the 24/7 title.
Oh my God, I didn't even know that. Yo, and what is this? Like, yo, Reggie was like giving his life story. Like, what the fuck? Yo, what is? All right, I might be done. Like, I'm just.
Wait again. I'm gonna pull up this paper. All right, so that's what we got for tonight. So we got we're gonna do Reggie's life story. Reggie's a wrestler? Nah. Who the fuck is Reggie? You know Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie. You know Reggie from Reggie and them boy. He was running.
He's like, you don't get this shit out of here, man. Ain't nobody want this.
Carmella, yeah, he first showed up with Carmella, flipping around, costing shit in her matches. Then they had the fake obsession with Sasha, and somehow they rolled them over like you would roll over some vacation time. They rolled them over to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. And then now they want to break that faction up. So now they got Reggie as a 24/7 champ.
Wait, did you see when Nia Jax was fighting?
Yeah, I saw that, and that was some of the worst. Like, that was another one. Like, suddenly Shayna Baszler was just like up on the rope and distracting Nia, and I'm like, what is this? What am I watching? And that was what was funny about that Monday Night Raw? That was the night after All Out. I was like, this is what they got after All Out. This is what they. I was like, this is what they doing after All Out. Okay, all right, shoot, cool.
They proved that they don't watch AEW. That's what they proved. Cause I was sitting there like, yo, that's the worst acting I've ever seen. There's just no reason. Like,
she was just up there for no reason. Like, Nia.
I just wanted to talk to you. Why would you?
Right when I'm having a world title match.
And then wait, again, terrible writing. All of that stuff is going on, and we can't even focus on that because then all of a sudden Alexis shows up in the ring. I got the title.
And yeah, with another storyline that's gonna go nowhere.
Title for what? So she can become the next.
Can we please get back the Alexa Bliss before she joined with Bray Wyatt? Can we get that Alexa back? Because that Alexa was dope and doing dope shit and saying dope shit on the mic. Like, that was like the female Miz Alexa Bliss. Like, let's get that one back because the one we currently have is just like it's getting sad because these storylines don't go anywhere. She's not scared.
She gotta do a little shuck and jive for them lily dolls. Like, you want to get the lily dolls? You want to get the lily dolls? Come by, they're only $29.99. Man, what are you doing? It is to the point where you're literally watching your favorite sports team that you've been watching forever and been rooting for forever go out on the field without practicing, running any drills, and drunk. Like, that's what we're watching. Yeah. And then they're playing against the other. They're literally running into the other person's touchdown area where they're scoring a touchdown going, yeah, we did it. And it's like, that's not even your side. You over there. Like, what
and I love the stuff they're doing with Keith Lee right now. They got, and Ricochet, they got, oh wait, there is right. He ain't been on TV at all.
I told you before. There is a shortage of melanin on the screen.
That's not completely true. They got Bobby Lashley filling that with the title. He got the title.
All right, I'm not even gonna. You know what?
Bobby Lashley got that title, boy.
Bobby Lashley. I'll wait till you start drinking.
My thing is
something.
Here's my thing. I do think they're filling, they're filling the quota of melanin or whatever. But I don't think that they're utilizing the wrestlers properly, because if they have enough TV time for T-Bar and what the fuck is the other guy's name? I don't even remember. Mace. Yeah, I saw they were in like some gauntlet shit, and I was like, what is their purpose here? I mean, I'm not trying to knock, I'm not trying to knock nobody's job, but what? And what happened to, what was it, Evolution? What the fuck was their name? Oh, God, I forgot that name.
We don't even try to remember.
So Mustafa Ali, he's back on his own, and he's with the other guy, Muzar now. Muzar. He's with him, and that's great. But so they just totally pretended like, what was it, Revolution or whatever the fuck it was, just didn't exist no more?
No, so basically what's happening is that, again, through the way that they do business over there, they basically just stuck anybody that looks like each other next to each other, basically. Yeah, just, hey.
Mace. T-Bar and Mace. That's what it is, T-Bar and Mace.
T-Bar and Mace, yeah. They sound like some, like, they sound like rejects from like audition for the new Mad Max movie. Like, that's what the fuck they all look like. They should join up a team with Karrion Kross, and they all just look at each other's costume and say like, "Where's yours from, Party City?"
Don't put that out there. You never know.
There's nothing else. I'm sorry. We've exhausted way too much on WWE to this point. I love WWE as a passion of mine as wrestling, but I'm gonna just call it exactly like good old CM Punk said, which is, it's not pro wrestling. It's not pro wrestling anymore. What we know as pro wrestling is the thing that we watch everywhere else but WWE. WWE is entertainment because they have to fulfill quotas and agendas and all this other shit. Is not allowing them to make the product that maybe they want to make. So until you get your shit together, I will continue to watch your highlights and not watch you live. Sorry, man. Yeah. With that said, we got it all queued up here for you guys. We are going to watch the Matrix Resurrection. Now,
Resurrection. Remember that from the old Tales from the Crypt episode, Resurrection, where he had the 9 lives.
Mm-hmm. I think the thing that I've noticed is pretty common when it comes to these new trailers from like old properties and stuff, is that they try to make sure as quickly as possible within these trailers they show you like, hey, Keanu Reeves is here.
Like the main protagonist or whatever. Look, Will Smith. Be interested. All right, I'm pressing play. You pressing play?
Give me 1 second. Let's see. I'm just trying to pull it up here.
Come on, man. You gotta pay your phone bill, man, so you can have it.
What happened? All right, So I'm queuing it up here. When you are ready, 3, 2, 1, good sir.
All right, I got it.
All right, so we're looking at this here. We see the cat walk across the deck.
What happened?
His hands.
Patrick Harris.
Now wait, I want to point something out here. Have you noticed? What have you? So at this point in time, right now, we're 18 seconds into the trailer. What have you? Wait, what is yours?
Wait, did you pause it?
Yeah, just pause it.
Oh yeah, well I'm 27 seconds in now.
So what have you noticed so far from what you've seen?
It looks like Neo doesn't know he's Neo. That's what I realized. And he's like talking to a shrink, basically played by Neil Patrick Harris, which is kind of meta because he was Doogie Howser, MD, which is also a doctor.
Okay, I didn't necessarily put that together, but all right. Give me a second here. Let's see. For me, I feel like what I picked up from it was if you look at Doogie Howser. So let me ask you this about the Matrix. Do you remember the difference between the blue pill and the red pill?
Nope, because those movies was a long ass time ago. So nope.
Blue pill was the Matrix. Red pill was the real world. Just so you know, or just so you.
Yeah, I know it was like one pill was like take it and go back and go back to fantasy land or whatever. Take the other.
Go back to the Matrix. Yeah, it's blue for Matrix, red for real world. So, if you notice, Neil Patrick Harris, including his nice fancy blue glasses and blue shirt, if you look at him, it indicates the fact that they are in the Matrix right now. Like, because he's literally like the blue pill, like he's like talking to him. Hey, what's going on? Another thing you also want to pick up on as well in this moment here, we're only 20 seconds in, is the cat that walked across the table. Do you remember the cat from the other movie? What the cat meant in the first movie?
Nope.
So what the cat means in the first movie was Keanu Reeves and Trinity. They've picked him up and they're walking up the stairs and he sees a cat, and then he looks again and he sees a cat again, and then he says, "Huh." And then Trinity says, "What happened?" It's like, I think I had deja vu. I saw that cat. And they said, "Oh shit!" Like deja vu is a moment where there's an interruption within the Matrix. Like basically, that's when like the agents show up and stuff. A deja vu is not normal within the Matrix. So like the cat actually being there is kind of like this situation that he's in right now. This is not the norm of like what's going on. Like if they see that cat again, something's wrong and something might be interrupting the Matrix. So
also one other thing that I did pick up was the fact that it really. Like, I know it's years later, so it probably makes sense for Keanu Reeves to have long hair and a beard, but I swear I would have thought this was a trailer for John Wick. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, John Wick? Oh shit, a new John Wick?
So at this point, we're realizing he's literally he's Mr. Anderson again. He's Thomas Anderson, and it seems like he's sitting there with a therapist, and what's basically happening with Thomas Anderson is that he's been having dreams about what happened in the Matrix. So it's like we're trying to figure out what essentially the big question is what happened to Thomas Anderson when he defeated Agent Smith, which was a virus within the Matrix.
Yeah.
He sacrificed his body and the machines took him. So did they just plug his ass back in?
Yeah, that's essentially they bring him back to life and plug him back in, and that's why he has no memory of who he was.
Correct. So there's so much stuff that's here. So we'll hit play again, and then I'll stop again at some point. So you got Neil Patrick Harris talking to him, telling him like, "Oh, everything's fine. Like, everything's wonderful." You see all the green. Now he's in the tub. He's touching Trinity. You see him touching Trinity.
And they don't know who each other is.
Well, they feel it. You see, now he's taking the blue pills. So something is drugging him to keep him in the Matrix. Wait, now this is significant. Pause it there. The elevator scene. Wait. Now, what? When you pause it, what'd you say?
What scene?
You pause it.
No, what scene?
The
What
elevator scene.
The elevator scene.
Wait, why are you still playing?
Because I'm playing to the elevator scene.
Wait, what? Oh, wait. I thought you were already there.
I am now. What you mean with everybody's kind of plugged into their cell phones and stuff, and he's looking around at everybody?
Correct. So again, if you notice, he's not plugged in. So it seems to me that like from the pills, it looks like he's being doped up to be kept in the Matrix, and everybody else is still just in the Matrix, just watching their screens and stuff like that.
Well, that also kind of makes me get the vibe of like what do you call it? Like Mysterio, like kind of like what if there is some other shit going on, but they know he's powerful as shit, and they found a way to keep this guy preoccupied, while they're doing whatever, else.
Correct. Like maybe the machines have learned something here, which is like the one thing I do remember, just because I recently watched them when I saw this trailer. I recently rewatched and kind of skimmed through the last Matrix movies, and I remember the boring ass scene with the architect. But some of the things I took
the boring ass scene with the architect.
Boring ass scene with the architect towards the end, and Matrix Revolution in the end.
I never knew what the fuck if that shit he was talking about was real or not. Like that.
No, it was real.
That scene like had my mind fucked up. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Basically, what he discovered in that moment, just to sum up that whole scene, what he discovered in that moment is that Neo is Neo number 6. He is the 6th predecessor. Like he's the 6th chosen one in the Matrix world. So again, that kind of gives me a thought process that there's a possibility that we might see other chosen ones in this movie potentially. Because what it seems like is maybe, just maybe, every single one of these different predecessors has made some type of agreement with them to try to save the human race. And in exchange, they've given their life, which has basically kept the cycle going over and over again, where another person has been chosen each time that they've taken another person and put them on the shelf. And then they take the next person and put them on the shelf. But basically what they might be doing with the pills, this is a theory, but what they might be doing with the pills is just doping them up and keeping them in the Matrix instead of actually hardwire plugging them in, because it's like we can't technically, like, think of it like.
What else is crazy about that scene is the fact that that's reality. Like now, like if you go to most places, especially somewhere like the DMV, somewhere where you have to wait around for a long period of time, you are more than likely going to see everybody plugged in on their phones, on a tablet, doing something to keep their self preoccupied.
It is literally a metaphor when you think about it. It's literally a metaphor for how our computer systems work. Because remember, like this whole thing is like computer thing. So what did we from our age to now, when it comes to the internet, we went from dial-up and like plugging in to wireless and internet everywhere. So my thought process is what if the Matrix figured out a way to do the same thing, which is upgrade. Like instead of taking all of the humans and jacking a metal thing into the back of them, what if they figured out another way to connect them to the Matrix?
To connect us all into the Matrix?
Correct. Because in essence, it's like, again, that whole metaphor thing of like our devices that we have.
I mean, that's possible, being that our devices upgrade. So yeah, that's possible.
Like,
that the computers found a way to upgrade themselves.
Yeah. So my theory is that the Matrix. So I think this is just from the trailer, and we'll continue to go into it. My theory is that Keanu Reeves, aka Thomas Anderson, aka Neo, is actually within the Matrix within the Matrix. Does that make sense?
The Matrix within the Matrix. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, for you, so for anyone who didn't understand what I just said, he is in a doped up state in which the Matrix in which he's in a doped up state is not the real Matrix.
Yeah.
So everyone around.
So he's kind of like trapped in a way, but doesn't really know it.
So it's basically like if you're in your house and inside of you, and your house is actually on a military base, but while you're in your home, I've got a headset on you, and you don't even fucking know that you're at home.
Almost kind of like Total Recall. Almost kind of like Total Recall or Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Almost like a Total Recall in that way, where he's strapped into something that's continuously pumping a feed into him. And I'll give you another point of my theory. Yaya's character, which you'll see later in this trailer, looks very similar to Morpheus. And the reason why it is not Lawrence Fishburne is because this is a fake-ass Morpheus that the Matrix has created to try to fool Keanu Reeves. Because if they can't use the real Morpheus because the real Morpheus is not plugged in. That's why they have to literally take Yaya's character and make him into a fake. So basically what they're doing, and then this is, I kind of hope that I'm wrong because it seems too simple. What it seems to me that they're doing is they're taking Trinity and Mr. Anderson or Thomas Anderson, Neo, I'll just say Neo and Trinity on a fake adventure to beat the Matrix. But the Matrix is actually in fucking control all along because they realize the hero needs a villain to fight. And that's basically what they've learned from the predecessors, is that they need to go through the motions of becoming, because if you think about it, where Neo is in this trailer is the same place he was when the movies first started.
Well, yeah, when they first started. That's why I said when we watched it, I said, I wonder if this is going to be like another trilogy, because I'm like, it looks like they're starting it again, basically.
Yeah, like it seems like he's, for some reason, they got him on this infinite loop of hero is unsure about the world he's in. Then he meets a black man with glasses named Morpheus, and then he teaches him that you are the chosen one, and you must save us all. And they take him on this journey.
Unless it's different in the fact that maybe that guy isn't a fake Morpheus, and he wants to and he's more so telling him, like, maybe he's trying to break him out and say, they got you trapped. I'm trying to make you remember who you are. It's that type of thing. And basically trying to break him out of the Matrix.
That's another thing too, is that he's in the Matrix and the humans are going back after him and they're still fighting against the Matrix, but the Matrix has upgraded.
Because think about that. That could be it too.
That's another idea too.
It could be too where maybe I'm not gonna say fake Morpheus. Maybe he might be a different version of. Maybe he could be as you say, upgraded version of Morpheus. And maybe he's been looking for Neo for all these years, and he finally found, I found him. He's been stuck in this fucking loop they got him in for all the, I got to make him remember who he is so he can rejoin the fight.
But here's another reason why I feel like, because I know a lot of people online have been like, where is Lawrence Fishburne? Another reason why I think Yaya could potentially be a fake Morpheus is he could be a fake Morpheus on purpose because the Matrix knows what Lawrence Fishburne looks like, but they don't know what Yaya looks like.
True.
That would be another simple reason, which is like, I gave myself the appearance of somebody that looks like a silhouette of the same guy that should awaken you, Neo, but it doesn't trigger the alarms to say, oh shit, that's Lawrence Fishburne, kill him.
Also, shout out to whoever Yahya Abdul Mateen's agent is, because this dude has been getting some killer roles. I'm like, did you have, do you have the same agent that Chadwick had? Because like, you Black Manta, you Candyman, you just rolling in the roles here, brother. You were Dr. Manhattan, for crying out loud. Like, come on. I'm like, oh my God. And I sat in the same room with this dude that had no clue.
He was looking at all y'all like, wait.
Yeah, like sat in the same room making direct eye contact. Like, wow, I'm in the same room with Black Manta. Like, not knowing you were Dr. Manhattan back then.
That's all I'm saying, man.
I feel like I should have known because I was like, his character in Watchmen, like, it just seemed too plain. Like, after I watched like the first couple episodes, I was like, is there any more to his character than just, Regina King's husband? With a secret, like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, it was a hell of a secret.
A whole lot more. The other thing I'm also like, hey, Yaya, can you do me a favor in this movie? Can you like not take your clothes off because I'm a little embarrassed.
Look, you're making us all look bad, man. I got my dad bod. Here you go with the fucking, come on.
My cat dad bob. I got a cat. I don't need to feel less than myself when I watch it, man. Like, you need to get it together. You need to eat some donuts. Something, man. You need to get that shit together, man. We not here for that. We nerds here. There ain't that many nerds out there in shape. All right. So let's go ahead and hit the play button on this again, just to continue on. So yeah, in the elevator scene, like I said, it's cool to see that he's not plugged in. So
pouring the pills down the drain.
Yep. Now pause here.
Yeah, you saw that. Did you see that with the Alice in Wonderland book too? Because I was thinking like down the rabbit hole. Like, that's another that's like another thing to tell us like, yeah, things ain't what they seem.
But at the same time, I want to point out the lady. Now, who do you think that lady is? Because I have a theory on who she is.
Who do you think that lady is? I have no idea.
I think she's the Oracle.
You think she's the Oracle?
The reason being is that we know that the Oracle is a black woman, apparently, like through all the movies.
Yeah.
But she also kind of is also the person that.
You think she's back alive again?
Huh?
You think she's back alive again, though?
She was alive at the. Okay, you really ain't watched the movie to watch. She was alive at the end of the movie. Remember
that's right. That's right, because they reset everything. That's right. Everything came back. I forgot. That's right. She was with the little girl, and they were asking. That's right. Okay. So, yeah, this could be another reincarnation of the
They
Oracle.
literally asked the question, will we ever see him again? And it's like, I don't know, honey. I guess we'll have to wait and see. What she basically meant was, will Warner Brothers try to relaunch this again? I don't know, honey. They're working on HBO Max, so we'll see. Like,
they had all these ideas, and then they were like, "Hey, let's want to do this franchise with new characters." And then they looked at the feedback on the internet, like, "No, let's use the same characters.
Same guys. As long as Chris Mercer alive, we got him. It's okay. He's gonna be a surprise in the movie. All right, let's hit play again. See now, wait, do you see that in the mirror? Pause that for a second.
What, he saw himself?
But do you notice that he saw himself older?
No, not that. I meant in the background too. In the background was him from the first movie.
Yeah, so he's there. That to me tells me like, and then the next scene is Morpheus with the red pill. He's basically, or Yaya with the red pill. He's basically having trouble seeing himself as anything other than like, who he really is. Because my theory is that the person you saw in the mirror that was an old man, everybody that's walking around in the Matrix sees that old man. Neo is the only person that sees Neo when he looks in the mirror. That's what I think. I think he's the only one that sees Neo, which again is one of those like, hey, if I recognized you as Neo, I would recognize you as Neo, as opposed to anything else. Like that's.
So another thing that the Matrix could be hiding his appearance too.
Right. It could be hiding his appearance, so that it's like if you look in the mirror, you're not gonna see. You're gonna constantly see Mr. Anderson, but in actuality, we got you plugged into some other dude that we just got you hiding under something else, which also could work in terms of my theory, which is. Or your theory where the humans are trying to release Neo, and what they've basically doing to try to hide him is just have him as somebody else.
Yeah, like asking him as someone else. So you can't even see him. You might walk right past him and not even know it because it's an old man.
you literally give one of the humans the ability to go into the Matrix and give him a picture of John Wick and say that's what he looks like.
I really hope, I really hope, like, I don't know if they're gonna do this, but it would be so amazing if the opening sequence of the next Matrix movie would literally just show us what happened, like what happened when they dragged Neo's body away.
Ooh,
like if they showed us like from there and showed us, and then present day, I would be like, oh shit, because then the audience knows what happened. But then we're going on a journey with the character for him to find out what happened.
Well, I would say you got to do that properly. Like, I would say do that.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason why I say that is that nobody wants to be a Knives Out, which is like, well, why the fuck am I watching this movie if I know that this person, like, you know.
Well, it would still be interesting because you'd want to see how he breaks out and what happens.
Okay, so yeah, you're anticipating a moment when somebody can come and save him, but then again, they could like hit you with the okie doke, which is like, we're gonna trick you, the audience, into thinking what you saw earlier actually happened. Like, I love the speculation.
And another great moment, besides the movie itself, is the credit they show from director Lana Wachowski, which is something we didn't get to see in the original films because remember. They hid the fact that they were women because they felt like they wouldn't get as much publicity or recognition if they found out that this movie was directed and written by women.
Oh, old Hollywood, you sexist bastard.
So it's pretty dope. So that's even dope itself to see it say from director Lana Wachowski. Because if you remember in the original, it just said the Wachowski brothers. It didn't give no first name at all.
I also want to point out the fact that when I think about this, I'm like, well, yes, that is true, but it's also one of them as well. So I'm also hoping that this is one of the good ones. I
don't know if the other sister is a part of it. She may just be producer or whatever. I didn't look credits at all. I didn't look up the. I'm not sure. I didn't look up the credits.
It could have been one of those, like, Warner Brothers said, hey, guys, if you have any stories, just let us know. And the other sister was like, I don't have any stories for this. And it's like, I actually have a story.
Or they were like, we're not really interested in continuing is that a check for $4 million? They're like, yeah, I think I can whip up another story for the Matrix. You want another story for the Matrix? I did have this other stuff I just had laying around on my laptop.
I'm just afraid that I don't know if this is a culmination of everything.
I mean, honestly, I have confidence because it's the same. It's one of the same people doing it. I don't think they're gonna. And as many years as it's been, I doubt they would have signed on and came up with this story and stuff to ruin their own baby because they did all the other ones. Like nobody wants to ruin something. Like I'm pretty sure the Matrix movies is like some of their greatest work in cinema, so they're not gonna try to ruin it.
Yeah, sure. They never do that. Yeah, they never.
They do. I mean, whether people like it or not, that's going to be a different story. But for me, I want to see it off the strength of they made another movie, and I'm confused as hell, which is awesome because when I remember watching the first Matrix movie, I was confused as hell watching the first Matrix movie, and I was like, yo, I'm not sure of everything that's going on, but this shit is dope.
What I will say too with that is I will say the fact that it does trouble me just a little bit that this is another movie that's going to HBO Max as well as in theaters because I'm gonna be honest, there ain't been that many really great movies that have had that dual Warner Brothers.
Oh, I only can think of one, Suicide Squad. That's the only one I can think of, the Suicide Squad.
No, Godzilla vs. Kong wasn't bad.
Oh yeah, that one too.
Kong wasn't bad.
Those two. Those okay. So they got they got some that were good. There were some people that like Space Jam.
Yeah, the first one out the gate was
I didn't see Space
Wonder
Jam.
Woman. Reminiscence that with Hugh Jackman is
I'm gonna be honest and say that I thought the trailer looked like trash. I didn't even have plans to see it from the do it.
I don't find it to be a bad movie. It is
it literally just looked like something I've seen before already in the past. They just put Hugh Jackman in it.
It's trying, it's trying. I fell asleep on it. And this is slightly no slight, but I just want to say I fell asleep on it and it was like 1:00 in the afternoon. So okay, I'm gonna give it at some point. I'll give it
a movie I am excited to see, and it's mostly just biased because it's Mary Elizabeth Weinstein in the movie. But Kate, I'm thinking about if I'm not too tired after this, I might even watch it tonight. So
I thought about watching the movies as well. Like I think I want to try it out because they're trying to sell her in that light. Personally, in my opinion, I'll just say this.
I mean, I loved her in Birds of Prey. She's killing the shit out of people. So, bring it up.
In my opinion, she would have made a really good Batgirl myself. I think she would have made a really good Batgirl because I think it would have been sort of a harder hitting. You need that kind of like punch movie. Like I get that they're probably gonna do like Batgirl from Burnside, which is a great series with drawn by Bab Starr, great artist, great series. But I didn't know if I actually needed a live action version of that. But I may be wrong. I know they already cast.
See what happens.
Person, I think her name is like Hey,
I mean, come on. The Suicide Squad was good, so let's get that momentum train going. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, don't. It's DC, Ronnie.
I'm pretty sure that Shazam 2 is gonna be good, and I'm damn sure Shazam, what's the name's gonna be good. Black Adam. I don't know why, but for some reason I think that's gonna be good because I'm in my head I'm like The Rock, like I ain't gonna be a part of the shit that suck. This got to be good.
He's gonna try his best to make a franchise out of a character that practically none of us gives a shit about.
Yeah, like, oh look, if the Rock show up in your living room, oh, you gonna give it to him, Potter, grab you by the neck.
I watch it, Rock, just like I watch all the rest of your movies, but
again, I mean, I had to say, this guy is the king of box office because I went into Jungle Cruise like, yeah, this would be, okay, all right, I gotta admit, that was pretty good. I went into Jungle Cruise like, yo, this shit gonna be trash. This was credited. I was like,
I didn't think Jungle Cruise be trash.
It's actually pretty good.
Joe
was like, "What you think?" I'm like, "It was actually pretty good."
Yeah, you love that moment when The Rock was a Spanish dude.
Oh god, yeah. Hey, come on, that's not the first time Hollywood fucked up with like making somebody something new.
I'm sitting there like, word. The Rock is a conquistador? Word.
I mean, I'm still thinking about the even though I like I wound up liking Charm, the reboot of Charm. You still gotta explain to me how we get, what was it? We got a black sister that we know, all right, it was from the mom had an affair, but then it was like one of the sisters is Hispanic and then one was like white or something like that. I'm like, all right. I mean, I'm not I'm not a genius or anything, but genetics, I don't know how you explain.
I'm not a genealogist.
I don't know how you explain them.
You're gonna have to have some sex with somebody of that nationality.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think two black people can make a Mexican baby. Last time I checked, like I'm just saying.
Sure. But I gotta check my my science book.
Like,
I pay attention in health class.
If a black woman and a white guy make a Chinese baby, I think that guy better have some questions for his lady.
All right, we'll go ahead and hit play on this again. We at the what mark are you at?
We at 113.
All right, so hit the play. Took the pill. Lana Wachowski. Got this rabbit on the arm. Now, again, pay attention to the colors too. So, if you notice the young lady's hair that he's following, the hair is also blue, just like everything in the Matrix.
Yeah.
So I think she is something within the Matrix. Also, another thing was Neo walking through a door of light. The last time the Neo walked through a door of light was in the Matrix Revolution when he walked into Colonel Sanders' office with all the TVs.
The only thing that matters to you is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up.
Oh no, because I was listening to the part with Yaya again when he was saying, "I know what you want is still here, and that's why you'll never give up," which is Trinity. So I'm like, I guess that's what makes me think that he's trying to make him remember. Like that was the one thing that I took away from watching the trailer. Like the first 1,000 times I've seen it, because you had to watch this trailer like a million times. But I'm like, it seems like this Morpheus character is trying to make him remember.
Wait, where are you in the time slot?
Was 1:30 where he's like fighting Neo.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna hit play again.
You don't know me. No.
This Christmas. Yeah. Tell me when you saw it say this Christmas, were you like me and you're like, yo, am I getting Spider-Man and the Matrix in the same year?
They only come out 5 days apart from each other. So
I'm like, okay. All right. So okay.
I'm gonna say this right now before it happens. I want to know who's gonna blink, because somebody's gonna blink, which means somebody is going to slide there. You can't come out that close to each other.
If anything, I would say if anything, I don't think the Matrix lost. I just think if anything, one of them may slide it up a day early. That's
Do you
it.
know the power of the MCU, motherfucker?
I know the power of the MCU, but you got to remember that the Matrix existed before the fucking MCU. Like, Matrix, before we knew what the MCU was, the Matrix was around, and the Matrix is a popular ass series. So
you really think?
I still remember the video games, and those video games are fucking awesome. So
Yeah, they were okay. They were.
so and don't even dismiss the fact that there might be another one on the horizon, because when they make shit like this, they're like, yeah, we got a game for you.
Personally, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I hope that this is a one and done. I really do.
This movie?
Really don't need.
I doubt that.
Need another trilogy.
I doubt that. I think that this movie, if it's not a trilogy, it's at least gonna get another one if it's good. Just for the simple fact that it looks like we're gonna spend like the first 30 minutes or so with Neo. It's gonna be like what's the name? The fucking movie with Ryan Reynolds that just came out.
Free
Guy. It's literally gonna be like Free Guy. The whole opening sequence, Ryan Reynolds going on his regular journey, until he didn't realize what was going on. I see that same thing playing out in that form, and then we're gonna have this Neo guy spend a small bit of time trying to make fucking what's the name remember who he is. Then we're gonna get to a point where, okay, this nigga does remember who he was, and then I feel like, to quote Jay-Z, allow me to reintroduce myself. If I was writing this script, we're gonna show you why they called this nigga the one.
Well, here's my problem, right? So the problem I have in this whole thing, in terms of them trying to do another franchise, they have to do something, in my opinion, something significant to make me watch 2 more movies after this one. Because if I
only think that's true because the name alone sells this movie. The Matrix was a big enough franchise that the name alone sells this movie. Now, are you like, especially if they said this was in theaters only, people would go and see it, because I would.
I'm gonna tell you right here. You see that guy right there I'm pointing to? Who's that guy right there?
Who?
I'm pointing to a guy here. My fingers are pointing at that picture right
Looks like you're jerking off Superman. That's what it looks like you're doing.
That is Superman, yes. You know the problem you run into with Superman is that you kind of write yourself into a corner unless you do a really good fucking story. Because this fucking guy here and Neo, can do anything. So what the fuck am I? What am I?
But that's what I'm saying. Like I think like if you want to tell a good enough story, this is not going to be the only movie. I feel like.
What else do you need? I'm not. I don't.
Because too, that's the other thing that the trailer doesn't really show us. Besides the agent, we see the agents, but are the agents the only threat in this movie? Who's the big bad? Because we don't really know. We don't. Only thing that we get from the trailer, we see it looks like the same type of agents from before in the original trilogy of the big bads. But we know for a fact that if you're reintroducing a franchise, there's gonna be a villain, and he's probably more powerful than Agent Smith.
I'm gonna just tell you just like this. There isn't another villain. The person that they're gonna have to deal with is fucking Agent Smith. You do realize the fact that at the end of the movie,
I don't like Agent Smith. Like you can't reboot a franchise and then give me the same exact thing. That I don't see that happening. I see them upgrade. Just like you got to think about it like technology. Like you said, like technology upgrades. If we do get Agent Smith, I see we get an upgraded version that we ain't never seen before. That's gonna give these hands to Neo. That's what I see.
Maybe you're right. I just see Agent Smith coming back, just because the simple fact that the way that he beat him in the end was basically to absorb him. He absorbed him and then reset himself. He hit the Control Alt Delete on himself after he allowed Agent Smith to copy himself onto him. So I mean, I understand. Yes, you are basically just playing out the same franchise.
Yeah, that's how I don't really see that happening. I see a new villain.
Yeah,
because also too, I think you got to think about toys, merchandise, all that stuff. I know there's pops. I already know that there's pops to this, right? So I'm like, I don't see them when you do this. This ain't the first time this type of thing has been done. When you bring it back again, I see a different big bad, or even more than one big bad this time around.
We should definitely see. I think the one idea that I think that I would love for them to explore in these movies, for me, is I actually would love to know about the other Neos. The other Neos that existed, I'd like to know a little bit more about them. They may not give them to me. They might just ignore me and say, fuck.
But see, that's what I mean. Like, like if this movie is 2 hours or whatever, like that's a lot of ground to cover in one movie. That's what I'm saying. Like this might be
interesting. Matrix. This shit's gonna be like 3 hours. Like,
but but that's what I'm saying. This may introduce another 2 or 3 part series.
That's what I'm saying is what I'm saying is I believe that Neo's journey is going to end with this movie. Whether they make any more, I don't see Keanu Reeves doing two more movies. I see them doing the whole like, okay, now you guys know what to do. Now the war is finally here.
Look, nah. If they continue with this, it's gonna be just like John Wick. Yeah, they continue in that shit with him. Because you sell it because it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work with nobody else.
That's not true. You can tell a Matrix story without.
You can tell a Matrix story without him. I just don't think it's gonna do as well. That's why they did ultimately, because remember at one point they were gonna do Michael B. Jordan and this person. Ultimately the studio said, "Look, it's Keanu Reeves." Like it just. 3 is
nostalgia factor
because it's that nostalgia factor. And you're 3 movies in, you're too far in to try to be like, okay, now Markell's gonna take over. And nah, that ain't gonna work. That's like trying to make like Rocky a movie with Rocky Jr. after giving us like 9 Rocky movies. That shit ain't gonna work. Creed worked because it made sense.
That's what I'm saying is if they make sense of it, they can. I mean, it's HBO Max too, so they can also surprise everybody and say, "Hey, guess what? The next Matrix will actually be a TV show." Where
okay, I can see that working. Like, I could see like a spinoff of a TV show. I could see that work. But for a movie
show where we basically give you all of the backstories of the other, like, this is where Disney, I think, is doing a great job, and I think a lot of other franchises will eventually catch on, which is they are leveraging both streaming/TV and the movies to work in tandem with each other. So I'm waiting for more. Like, look at Suicide Squad. We got Suicide Squad, and then now we got a Peacemaker TV show, which Idris Elba is still alive and is still an enemy of this dude that he thinks is dead, that he literally like almost killed. So we know that Idris Elba could show up at some point in time. Harley Quinn is still out there. Their Mandawala is still out there, whatever. So they're still technically a part of the Suicide Squad. So while Peacemaker is doing whatever he's doing, there still is a Suicide Squad. So Peacemaker can basically be a bridge to the next Suicide Squad movie for anybody who wants to watch it. And it's like, oh, there's gonna be characters in the Peacemaker show that are gonna appear within the Suicide Squad movie. Oh, you don't know who that character is? Well, why don't you go back on HBO Max and watch this thing? That's what I see a lot of the theaters doing now, because all of the streaming services are connecting themselves to the movie to tell one cohesive story. So, hopefully that's the case. Let's watch the rest of this. It's only got like another 50-something seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, we see the agents are back.
Now, that right there, there's a lot of stuff. There's just so much to unpack in this trailer.
I'm gonna tell you, this shit looks amazing. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, I was like, wait, what? This shit looks amazing.
Like, there just looks to be so much stuff going on. Like, it's just
started back to the Matrix.
I'm just wondering who the people in the building are. Like, yeah, with that guy when he's like, after all these years, you're going back into the Matrix. I'm wondering who they are. They must be like the architect or somebody.
There's so much to it in that sense. Like, I'm bottom line, I am definitely looking forward to this movie and unpacking like all of the crazy stuff that they got coming for us, man. Like, I just feel like this is a good time for not only Hollywood and everything that's got. Like,
and then another thing to point out in the credits once again, and I'm just giving more props to the Wachowskis. I love the fact that the credits, they don't even call themselves the Wachowski brothers anymore. It says based on characters created by the Wachowskis. I mean, because that's another thing that's meta too. Like, we things that are going on in society have also upgraded, so they don't have to hide as pretending to be guys anymore. So we're the Wachowskis. We're not the Wachowski brothers.
Oh, sexist Hollywood.
Yeah. But yeah, it does look like it's just one sister. It says written by Lana Wachowski, David Mitchell, and Alexander Heeman, and is directed by. So we're still getting it written and directed by one of them.
Gotcha.
Why the other sister? The other sister may just be serving like as a producer or something. Maybe she may not have wanted to be in the sequel.
All I know is she's still getting a check.
Oh yeah, because we're playing with her characters.
So we still get the check. She just like, yeah, it's like me and you made something. I'm like, you know what, man? I actually don't feel like doing nothing, but just make sure my check has a couple zeros when you're done. That's essentially that, because I originally helped you make this $1 billion franchise. So what more do I really have to do? If I'm sitting at home going, I don't really want to go back to the Matrix, Ronnie. I just want to have my toys and just, be happy and play with my cat. I don't want to do this, So that's definitely a possibility for sure. Matrix trailer on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm gonna say 10. I'm in. I was in at the title.
I'm all in for it.
I'm in. I mean, nostalgia's been running wild more than, I mean, Cobra Kai. That's why I said, hey, Hollywood, if you want to bring back some other shows that I like Family Matters or Martin or some other stuff, like, I'm more than happy to take it, because, I mean, we getting the reboot of the Wonder Years. I don't know if you saw that trailer. Like, hey,
I'm all here for it, man. Like, I think that sometimes digging into the old crates and blowing the dust off can be good. My only fear, and I said this before, I was talking to somebody, I can't remember, maybe it was like post office or at the post office, talking to the person at the counter or something. We were conversating about all the new movies that's come out. And it's like, oh, did you see the Matrix trailer? I was like, yeah. I said, my only concern is that there is not a lot of the Matrix to pull from at this point, because you can realize when you look at stuff like the Matrix is one of very few things that was so popular and has such a huge fan base, and also based on almost an original idea from the 2000s. Like, yeah. It's generally from like the late 90s.
I still remember 2000s. I spent $60 on a cab ride from Willowbrook Mall to meet you at the Bergen Street movie theater so we can see the last Matrix. And I was like, hey, what's up, man? And I was like, thinking about all that money I spent that night, I just might have spent like $80 between the ticket, popcorn, the cab ride. And I was so excited at the end credits, like, hey, what's up, man? It was totally all worth it.
I will still say to this day, before we take it on home, I think also one thing I want to announce is that we are going to still have a Shang-Chi and a What If episode 4 and 5 review. Well, we're going to do something very special for you guys, because we gave you this nice supersized episode here, is that both Ronnie and I are going to separately take on Shang-Chi review, as well as the What If review for the last 2 episodes, episode 4 and episode 5, and we're going to individually do those reviews on and we're going to post them up on the Instagram page. So you're going to actually see a little section on there called like Ronnie and Markell React, or one of the mini Instagram IGTV videos that we have on there you'll check out. We'll keep it really short and sweet because both that series and the Shang-Chi movie, in our both our opinions, was pretty amazing. But to get more of an in-depth
I told you
how we felt.
I told you Shang-Chi was a 15.
Yeah, definitely a 15 for sure. So we will be doing along with this, we're going to give you a little bonus content, which is we're going to give you a short, like maybe 5 minutes or less review of each one of those individually for both of us. So we're basically both going to do it. But you're going to hear from both of us separately, just based on the fact that we gave you a nice supersized episode here, mixed with a lot of different stuff from wrestling, from the Matrix reactions, just about everything under the sun that we talked about tonight. But yeah, with that said, I forgot there was something else that you were just talking about. I can't remember what it was.
Oh shit, me either. Now you made me forget. My mind.
The Matrix. Were you talking about
the Matrix? Matrix.
Yeah, so we were talking about the Matrix, and then that was pretty much it. That was we felt like this trailer was awesome. Like I said, you're gonna get our reactions to all the Marvel goodies that came last week. In terms of taking a step back towards wrestling, something that we didn't mention but was a huge success for AEW All Out. They had a freaking 3 people debuted. 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 I'm gonna put that on a shirt. We debuted it. Ruby Soho, aka FKA.
Wait, I gotta do it. Adam Cole, baby.
He's there. He's all elite. And now the American Dragon, which I love that title. The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, is now all elite as well. So all of these guys, along with CM Punk, these 4 major superstars, 3 men, 1 woman, all of these major superstars, former WWE talent, is now all elite. It's just like, it's comical and it was emotionally awesome at the same time.
Ruby Soho's debut in AEW was for a title shot. Like, right? Let's do something that you've deserved for a long time. I don't know. Even if you don't win, just a title shot.
I also think like too, what's his face? Adam Cole came in to join up with the Elite, but he's also going to be, he had his debut match. Or he actually was on. Did he? Yeah, he didn't fight on. Dynamite.
He didn't fight yet. He was on. He was on Dynamite. They were just talking. They were just talking more shit.
It's talking more shit. Brian Danielson, the American Dragon, is interested in fighting Kenny Omega for the AEW title. So he's coming straight in and going straight to the top. So I'll tell you right now, Brian Danielson is treating AEW like the prison yard. You find the biggest guy and you punch him in the face.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if him or Ruby will win, but I'm sure that they're gonna have a fucking instant classic match, and it'll be dope. I see Daniel getting screwed by the Elite. That's what I see. Like they'll do something to try to screw him out of the win.
Absolutely. To be honest, like, and even hey, on Dynamite, we got a chance to see all of those people's next chapters. All of those people who just came around, we're going to get Adam Cole. Adam Cole is a part of the Elite. So basically that means anybody who is an enemy of the Elite could potentially be an opponent for him.
Pretty much.
Anybody. Also, we look at Ruby Soho. She fought against somebody from Britt Baker's faction, which she's created now. Now she's got Rebel, and then she got that Jamie.
And you know, this is funny. Shout out. Let me give a quick shout out to Nike, because I don't know if you noticed, but between AEW and WWE, does everybody wear fucking Air Force Ones? Like, from Edge to Adam Cole, like Roman Reigns, everybody's wearing Air Force. I'm like, yo, Nike. I don't even know if they're sponsoring it, but like that. And I love those shoes myself. I thought about getting myself a pair. I'm like, but I just noticed every fucking body's walking around in like Nike Air Force.
Well, it's not just a Nike Air Force or Jordans. Yeah, those are just high-end shoes. So if you're a sneakerhead, and you got the WWE or AEW money, you can drop $600 on a pair of sneakers and be like,
and you saw the custom ones that the what do you call it? The brothers. Why the fuck am I drawing a blank to their name?
Not the Usos, the Young Bucks?
No, yeah, the Young Bucks. They had like some custom made Nikes that literally said all out on them, and it had pictures of them. It was like dope as hell. I think you can find it on their Instagram with it. But those shoes were dope as hell. But they were also Nikes.
Custom made says that they put some money out there. So.
Oh yeah, because getting that stuff custom made is some dough.
You know, AEW Rampage. Oh wait, was that tonight? Yeah, AEW Rampage.
Yeah, I'll catch the replay tomorrow, sometime tomorrow.
Pac versus Andrade and Idolo, which it's hilarious how somebody's gimmick can change overnight and an instant classic. Because I didn't know, and I don't know if you know this, fun fact, you know that the gimmick that he's doing in AEW is the gimmick that he was doing in Mexico?
I've seen it. I've seen like some, but it's kind of funny because it's not that far off from his gimmick in WWE, except for the mask and everything, but I just...
No, it's very far from the damn gimmick in WWE. Don't you?
No, I mean like his whole swagger and the way he is. He was sort of that same way in WWE.
He was with Angel Garza.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like when he first came, he was by himself with just him and Zelina Vega. He was just this arrogant dude. Like only thing they did different here was put him in suits. But like he was sort of the same persona. They just never did anything with it. That was the difference.
That's a big difference. But I'm looking forward to. I'll definitely check the replay of that as well.
I'll check that out tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to that. But yes, we're saying it here on the show once again for our Shang-Chi review. You can check out the Shang-Chi review that we'll do. It'll be a few minutes, so it'll be posted up on Facebook and Instagram, so you can watch that. And also episode 4 and 5 Ronnie's favorite episode was episode 4 of What If. So he's gonna love talking about that.
I fucking hated that episode, but I'm sure I could. I fucking hated that episode, but I'm sure I could find maybe like 1% of stuff I liked. It's definitely my least favorite in that entire series.
Oh, Ronnie doesn't like the sad stuff.
Nah, man, sad. That shit was dark. Forget about sad. They went like ultra. That's the funny part. That was darker than the fucking zombie episode.
Those are the 2 episodes we're going to talk about. So, with that said, I think that is it for all that we had for this supersized episode of the Ronnie and Markell Make a Podcast, Zoom edition, of course. You can check this out on YouTube, which is probably where you're watching this right now.
Yep.
You can
hit that wonderful like and subscribe button.
Please do that. That helps us a lot. Look at that. Oh yeah, I see. That's funny. I saw a little. I don't know if you can see it on your side, but I see like a little thumbs up that came up. But I realized what that is. That's Zoom. Zoom has a new feature that when you raise your hand, it recognizes that you raised your hand. Your hand is raised. Yeah, it recognizes that. So it's like lower your hand. Yeah, I'm gonna click on the screen to lower my hand. So it's basically telling it if we were like in a class or something, somebody raises their hand like, "Hi, teacher, I got a question." Like, yeah. So I saw that pop up in the corner. I'm like, I wonder if everybody else can see that. Anyway, I'm of course Markell.
Ronnie.
And this has been the Ronnie and Markell Make a Podcast Zoom edition once again. We definitely appreciate you tuning in.
Always.
Everything that's happened. We had a little bit of a hiatus, within the last year, but I think a lot of people had some things going on.
Was there something going on? Was there like
happened? I don't know. Pandemic, all that stuff.
Just almost the end of humanity. That's all.
It's not like it did. It's not like it spread it beyond the United States. Right? It did.
Yeah.
It didn't spread to every. It did spread to every part, didn't it? All right. Well, I guess that's it for this episode of the show. I'm gonna end it on a note and saying, please make sure that you tip your waitress and don't forget to eat your Honey Nut Cheerios. That's right. Sponsored by Honey Nut Cheerios. Now that we're
I'm like, what? Yo, you owe me a piece of that check and we sponsored by Honey Nut Cheerios.
How you think I'm buying Alex Ross painters over here,
man? Hell no. You about to get my attorney on my own brother. Like, call up them lawyers.
I'm sorry. I think, wait, what is that? I think there's a red button over here. Whoop, there we go.